If you need to convert RAW to NTFS without losing data, stop right here before you touch anything. Don't format or try to repair the drive just yet, even if Windows asks you to. I'll show you a few ways to safely get your data back first, then restore the drive to NTFS. So what does RAW actually mean? Windows can see the partition, but it can't recognize the file system on it, so it just labels it RAW instead of NTFS. Your files may still be there, Windows just can't access them. Converting RAW to NTFS is easy, you can just format the partition. But once you format it, the old file system structure is removed, so the files disappear from the drive, and any further use can overwrite the data that's still left behind. That's why you should get them back first and format afterward. Before trying actual recovery, rule out the easy stuff. For an external drive, try another USB port, cable, adapter, or computer. If a bad connection was the cause, this may be enough to fix a RAW hard drive to NTFS without losing data. Also consider where the drive came from. Windows may simply not support its file system like APFS or HFS Plus from Mac OS or ext4 from Linux. In that case, open it on a compatible system and copy the files off from there. And check your backups. Look in OneDrive, Google Drive, another computer, an external drive, or old folders you copied over at some point. If the files are already somewhere else, you can move on to formatting. If none of that works and you still want to convert a raw disk to NTFS without losing data, you'll need recovery software. It can scan for file system metadata remnants, and if those are gone, find your files by their signatures instead. For this, I'm using Disk Drill. I've tested it on several raw drives, and it handles this kind of recovery really well. Its signature scan supports most common file types, and it's easy to figure out even if you've never recovered data before. So here's what to do. Head to cleverfiles.com and download Disk Drill. I'll leave the link in the description. Install it on a healthy drive, then open the app. Before you start scanning, check how the drive is behaving. Look at its smart status here in Disk Drill and pay attention to whether the drive keeps disconnecting, freezes, or throws read errors. If Smart shows problems or the drive seems unstable, create a disk image first. Open the disk imaging tool in the left sidebar, select the drive, choose another healthy drive with enough free space to store the image, and start the process. Once it's ready, attach it in Disk Drill and scan that instead. This way, you can work from the copy without putting more stress on the original drive. If the drive looks healthy, you can simply select it directly from the device list. Click Search for Lost Data and choose Universal Scan if prompted. Let the scan finish completely since some files may only appear near the end. Once it's done, review the results. You can filter files by type, size, or date to narrow things down. If enough file system metadata survived, you may see the original file names and folders. Otherwise, check Reconstructed, where files found by signature may appear with generic names. Preview the files and make sure they look right. Then select what you need, click Recover, and save everything to a different drive. Once recovery finishes, open the destination folder and check a few files again to make sure they recovered properly. If the drive was originally NTFS, you can also try Check Disk. In some cases, it may be able to recover NTFS partition from RAW by rebuilding the damaged boot sector from its backup copy. It's simpler than it sounds. Open Command Prompt as administrator and type Check Disk, then the drive letter of your RAW partition and /F. Then press Enter. If it works, the partition should become accessible as NTFS again. If you get Check Disk is not available for RAW drives, use the recovery method I showed earlier. Once your data is safely recovered, the only thing left is to convert the RAW partition to NTFS by formatting it, assuming Check Disk didn't already fix the problem. Open Disk Management, find the RAW partition, right-click it, choose Format, select NTFS, leave Quick Format selected, and confirm. Once that's done, check that the volume mounts normally, then copy your recovered files back over if you want them there. If you're planning to keep using this drive, make sure you back up anything important on it. There's always a chance the RAW issue could happen again. And if it does, that may be a sign the drive itself is starting to fail, and at that point I'd consider replacing it. That's basically how you convert a RAW partition to NTFS without losing data. If this helped, leave a like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got any questions. See you in the next one.